mathematicians.
Sean is very good at mathematics.
Oh, is he?
He is very good at mathematics, yeah.
You wouldn't think that looking at him.
What's that supposed to say, James?
I'm just trolling.
Handsome, buff, smart, can do maths. It's got it all.
It's pretty good. He got locked down already, though, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Daddy Grills.
Yeah, sorry for you, James.
Well, anyway. Daddy Grills. It looks like we're going to get into the game soon enough. Everybody's in spawn. The match is paused or paused, depending on where you're from. NRG look to be starting on the T side. For those of you in Go TV, actually, it's interesting. Obviously, NRG are the stronger team, but in the matches we've seen on Syman Gaming, Perfecto has a habit of getting multi-kills, 3Ks, 4Ks, practically every game. I don't know why. So I'm going to note that, but I can't really... okay, one player from Syman Gaming is just reconnected to the server. I have to recommend an NRG player. I'm going to say Ethan, actually, because I feel like even at this stage of his career, he doesn't really get the props for how good a player he is as an individual, and his jiggling is insane. His jiggle peaks are crazy, and since NRG are starting on the T side, for me, for those of you in Go TV, I would recommend watching Ethan.
I like Breeze a lot on NRG for Inferno, just because typically when he's playing around the pits or porch positions, you know, he's quite strong, and that's actually when I really first noticed Breeze as a player, you know, a couple of years ago, was when he's playing those positions on this map, and that was when I first started to see, this guy's actually very good. And you know, otherwise though, you know, this NRG is surprising to me that they dropped the map, because as we saw when we casted NRG on the B stream yesterday, they're a team that understand this lore. I was reading them playing train as them saving strats, but I talked to Sean about it, and he's like, you know what, that's just also Stan's style of play. Like, Stan just likes running defaults, a lot of defaults, all the defaults. So we'll see how that works out for NRG. Should be a consistent approach against the likes of Syman Gaming, but it will be Syman Gaming to kick things off with the first headshot. Kios onto Ethan. Your Go TV pick short-lived in this round at the very least, as action begins towards the apartments. Perfecto looking to get in there. First looking for that multi-kill you're talking about. But he will have to give it up. And the apartments is now being occupied by the likes of NRG. But do they commit towards A? They can go anywhere at this point. Syman Gaming just playing a 2-3 setup.
Ooh, Torek has spotted a player top mid. Not wanting to risk it, doesn't know what else lies around the corner, so he doesn't get too greedy. Resets the situation, moves away to get that extra range with the USP versus the Glock. I respect it. And it shows that Syman Gaming are focused, so this might not be as simple as we might think for NRG, especially with your comments from Cirque. Smoke towards the library position, and it seems they're ready to wrap. We've got Neelan. He's got a kit. That kit is dropped in no man's land, although there will be a 3-man rotation from Syman Gaming, so I'm sure it's going to be collected on Speedway. They need to get moving, though. They're still not really sure what's going on. You can see them moving slowly on the radar. Keels is surely going to go down. How can he hold his position? He can't.
Yeah, so that's a fantastic position to be in. You guarantee the bomb plant, you guarantee or rather I should say just guarantee the money with the bomb plant. Should you even lose the round, you're still able to get the force buy in there if you really want to, keep that pressure on. So feels good, but there is a pretty damn good chance to win the round here as well. So good positioning from NRG. They are giving up construction though, and that's a nice pop from Breeze. Can't find himself a second one. It's up to Tarek and Cirque now in the 2 versus 2. And I don't know that Tarek's been revealed. Cirque certainly has as he goes for the peaks, and now Tarek as well. Trying to play the bait off Cirque, but Ramzik able to make the cross. Perfecto! Lovely trio of kills, and just enough time here for Ramzik with the kits to secure the round for Syman Gaming.
First round in the bag. That's how you want to start your CT side on Inferno, especially as an underdog. Interesting. I do wonder where this one will go. I really feel like there might be a chance that there might be a chance of an upset here. There might be. But again, from the matches we saw in the minor, Syman Gaming were notable for their T sides. They were not notable for their CT sides. But again, I think for a team at their level, a lot of time has passed. I think for a higher team, maybe there are more marginal upgrades or improvements to do, or just strats to kind of develop. But I think in this situation, Syman Gaming could vastly improve. So if you're trying to go for hard counters based on what you saw at the minor, that might not be the case. We saw that with Dream Eaters, for example, in the way they developed in the minor, from being grossly over offensive, aggressive on their CT side, to calming things down and being more chill. So maybe the same stands for them. We'll see what Syman Gaming can do.
Well, NRG are looking pretty hot in this round, honestly. They've already got a kill. There's not much counter utility to defend against the execute set piece that will come in onto the bomb side here onto B. This is going to be very tough to hold this for Syman Gaming, honestly. Keels needs to get 2 kills at least here, but he's going to be blinded. Lots of utility dropping down into the Molotov, and then a bullet in the brain, courtesy of Stanislaw. And that's 4 players on the bomb site now. The bomb going down. Syman Gaming with no retake utility whatsoever. You can't really fancy their chances in any regard here. And surely they should consider even saving at this point. We'll see what they opt to go for here. There is the kit on Ramzik, but that's the only player with a kit.
Stan looking for that close course of action. He might have a shadow advantage. No, he's gone wide and Elan, but it won't be good enough. Perfecto now, needing another multi-kill. There's Newton spotted. Where's the remainder? Doesn't matter now, because he's gone. That is a nice upgrade for NRG, and they win a force buy. Some nice money in the bag for them, and it is going to be early problems here for Syman Gaming. Again, the CT is the biggest test, and that's where they have to succeed on this game of Inferno. If they can't get 6 rounds, say, I think it won't be recovered in the second half.
Yeah, this is a good demonstration too of the one of the functions of lacking utility on the CT side, and it's cool to see the NRG go for the force buy for multiple reasons. One, because they're a team that with the pistols, they're just very dangerous. The level of individual skill so high. But 2, in the Syman Gaming, if it is the instance that Syman Gaming knowing the bomb went down and are expecting AKs to come out in round 3, they'll be lighter on utility in round 2 because you're expecting, like, you want to have more rifles so that you're ready for round 3, and so that means that you're underprepared in terms of retaking bomb sites or holding off set pieces. So that's what NRG hit them with. They hit them with the set piece, then it's very difficult to get back in with 2 flashbangs and no Molotovs.
Ramzik's got a scout. The rest of the team with pistols. 1 flashbang. Gone are the days of 4 or 5 smoke grenades, it seems, on ecos and force buys from a CT side in Inferno. Always fun to see, though, and especially at before you get to the meat and potatoes in terms of the team names here at the major. Surely it has more power, but maybe everyone's just used to it by now. Kiel's hiding behind the old car position. No car there anymore, but hard to let go of the old names. Some people still reference Game Helper on Dust 2. 3 players remain for Syman Gaming. This has not been a successful force buy so far. They haven't really done much of anything. Turret getting tagged, but that's not too concerning. They know where one of the 3 players is, and it hasn't really cost them anything. Cirque slowly clearing positions. There goes Ramzik. So 1 roughly known and 1 unknown. Almost double peak. Instant trade though. So all is well for NRG. Syman Gaming's money is about to hit the bin.
Yeah, it's sinking fast. They're looking for a deek, but he will be denied. Alrighty, well, it's going to be a lovely situation for NRG. They've managed to, as you say, break the economy of Syman Gaming. They'll be into full eco territory, and this will be a fun round for NRG. They should have any part of the map they want. They can do whatever they want. Don't want to be taking things too carelessly though, but they have Stan with the Mag 10, so he can get information for the team, and then they can figure out exactly what they'll do after that point. That's usually what you'll do with a Mag 10 in a round such as this. Alright, well, Syman Gaming will make their presence announced there on middle. I feel like picking up just even 1 frag is fine here. That's what they managed to do.
Yeah, that's fine. Not much you can really do in that situation. You need all the money you can get. And even now, with about 4,400, it's not really enough for a CT side. So this is going to be another difficult round. And it gives NRG still some significant advantage. It's going to be a while before Syman Gaming have a full buy AWPs, area control and so on. I think NRG have to be a solid favourite for this particular round, which really just makes things even worse, Syman Gaming. We've got Perfecto on the FAMAS. He sacrificed the M4 to get some more utility. It's funny, there are some tweets out there who are like, you ask your teammate for a drop, but he buys grenades and drops you a FAMAS. But it's like, the grenades are important, you dummies. You need those grenades for area control, especially on the CT side. Don't be so dense.
Yep, gotta get the nades. Oh well, okay. Shoots him through the smoke. That sucks. If you're Syman Gaming, down to 3 players, you might be even thinking about trying to stack a site or just figuring out a way to keep your guns alive here. If they save 3 weapons, they can fall by in the next round. If they lose 1 or 2 now, then they are going to be saving in the next round. So that's one thing to think about. If NRG hit the B bomb site with a set piece, it's all down to the 2 defenders. But again, there's no counter utility to defend against the set piece. All the flashbangs, you need 2 flashbangs that are available are on the A bomb site. So, and look at the way that the utility of NRG is cutting off angles here, isolating the defense from one another. There shouldn't really be an opportunity for them to do anything here.
Breeze gets taken out. 3 versus 4 for Syman. Ramzik's in a really tough spot. He's just too wide behind the pillar. Lena's here, and it's just going from bad to worse for Syman Gaming again. I think they're very likely to lose this round, all things considered. It's going to be 1-5 scoreline before they're able to get a full buy-in. So it is eco territory for them. I wouldn't be spending too much money in this particular round if I was Syman Gaming. He did his best there, but it was a really tough spot for Ramzik. Tried to buy time, didn't happen.
Yeah, that's one of those spots I was talking about before. Well, I guess it's more of an extreme example, but it's one of those spots whereby a team like NRG is not going to fail when it comes to having an advantage such as that. You know, they're always going to win those rounds. So that's something whereby if you're playing against lesser opponents more often, you may be less inclined to go for the saves in certain spots because those opponents might make more mistakes or they may miss more shots and there's more opportunities for you to turn things around. But again, when we're talking about these fundamental elements of Counter-Strike, when it's just a case of positioning, what utility is available, or like all the angles and spacing being correct on the team in advantage, they will always be winning that spot, and that's the level that NRG are at. So it's a difficult one if you're not used to playing the likes of teams like NRG, but it would have been cool to see a save there from Syman. They're on a save now with pistols though, so
yeah, and again, this is going to be their first full buy in the next round. It's going to take round 7. That's such a horrible stat to have when it takes you so long to get your first full buy in, to have your best chance at winning a round, and the score is 1-5. Distraction from his teammates, take some bullets, but won't take any frags. No scouts to be had. Ethan on 8 HP. He could pick up a MAC-10 if it's deemed necessary and have his teammate use the AK. MAC-10 is far away for now though, and maybe a high health MAC-10 player can just finish off the job here with only 2 players remaining. NRG holding position for now, and again, Breeze is just a scout. He could just jump in. He's expendable in this regard. Just hopping around, doesn't have too much to fear. He knows they won't have Kevlar, for example, in a round such as this. So he can hop around and do things like that. Only Ramzik remaining now in a library position. Spotted and not swatted, in fact, so we'll get something. P250 pace for itself. And now the round can reach its logical conclusion.
You found a logic, James?
I love logic. I wish there was more logic in the world.
I used to do logic puzzles. Sudokus. Used to be a big fan of Sudokus. Ooh, Ramzik. That's nice. He's the AWP. Getting that extra money with P250 kills, but he will be taken down ruthlessly by Sek.
I don't like pulling his knife out there, especially when the bomb's planted on A. I feel like there could easily be another guy around the corner to keep the P250 out.
There's always another guy.
The difference in speed between a P250 and a knife, I feel like, is not significant enough to pull it out. But it's just nice, you know, it's just nice to pull it out. But
it's nice to pull it out.
Keep it zipped away.
We're juvenile. But it's okay. Another buy round coming in from Syman Gaming. As you say, you know, this is going to be the first big buy from the likes of them. Ethan getting burned, actually. He's trying to get an angle over the smoke on the logs. And there's 3 players here. If there's a double nade to be had from NRG, that would be devastating. We're seeing more of those lately. Oh, hello. Good buy. Ethan's dead. But Cirque, he's going to have a pop as well. There goes the smoke. And Cirque, he's going to be going in for more, and he'll be absolutely denied. Goodbye, Mr. Cirque.
I feel like he was so close to delivering that frag. And again, just bearing in mind what the AWP used to be, the moving speed when you were scoped in, he probably would have got that frag. 2 versus 4 for NRG, and this might be a round for Syman Gaming. They're looking pretty good at the moment. They're moving a 3rd player towards the A bomb site. Tarek is creating space to stop the crossfire, but he won't see Perfecto with the multi-kill hit. 3 kills for him. Told you he's good for them. 3 to 4K Perfecto every single game.
Yeah, it's the approach that Cirque took to duel the 2nd kill attempt was an interesting one. It's one of those ones where I feel like Cirque probably doesn't go for that against, let's say, a team that is a top 8 team in the world. You know, I think he's going for that against a team like this because there is a realistic chance a mistake might be made, and if he hits a shot like that, then things start to go very wrong for Syman Gaming. It's 3v3 all of a sudden. Cirque's confidence is leveled up, and things start to get quite questionable. But the money certainly is not questionable for NRG. They'll keep the buys coming, and a lot of damage there done to Kios, forcing Syman Gaming back ever so slightly. Still trying to get their money's worth, though, towards top banana, keeping players in position. Ooh, NRG might be going for the top banana retake fairly quickly.
That mod is always useful. Stop the crossfires, isolate a player who might be behind the sandbags. On this occasion, Syman Gaming have fallen back. NRG will keep it relatively quiet. In the meantime, we've got a smoke towards the archer position, as you can see on the radar. Kios in CT spawn at the moment. They've got a double short play with Torek keeping an eye on apartments, it seems, and Perfecto looking down the short area. Now, what is the play here from NRG? The bomb is making its way up the banana area, and NRG are quietly retreating from the A bomb site. So, again, simple stuff. You take banana, deny information. You take top mid, you deny information. Syman Gaming are not in position to move up top mid and see what is going on at the moment. You can see there's even anti-flash being played. So if the sniper was, say, on a short area, some aggressive snipers, you'd see them start to creep up to get that info, but snipers towards B, which makes things worse in that regard for NRG. The flash is up, the delayed shot will land on Breeze, but now there are problems on the B bomb site. Here comes the stream, but there's no smoke. Where's the smoke? 3 players alive, the bomb spotted on the floor, and that's a problem. It's going to delay some time. Does Ramsey have the pop shot through the coffin position? Big shot from Ethan, some spray through the smoke. And now it's a 3v3 retake. A late rotation from Torek, still going down mid at the moment.
As you said, where's the smoke? There was 0 nades available at all, but they still make it work, just holding the angles. Ramsey with the flash up high. But Torek, as he makes his way up banana, will be denied entirely by the likes of Cirque. He'll make his way up, do what he can, but all he can perhaps do is just occupy Cirque for a moment longer. Ethan will take down Perfecto, leaving just 1 player in construction to really threaten the defuse of the bomb here, given the time. It's Ramsey on that AWP. He's not got a kit though, looking for the damage. Picks up another kill, but it looks like everybody's going to die here pretty much. Everyone except Torek. Ramsey gets the cheeky kill, but he will go down as well. 6-2, NRG pick up another one. And the money, due to the loss bonus, is not going to be too horrendous for the likes of Syman Gaming, but at this point, you don't really care about the money. You care about the number at the top of the score, at the top of the screen. The amount of rounds that you have.
Boxes, he misses the shot, speed actually this is the round. Waiting. Seeing if he'll go,
6-2 in favour of NRG. NRG having lost versus Dream Eaters. Syman Gaming having lost against North. AWP still out for Ramzik. 10 seconds away from the start of this round. 98% NRG in the pick'ems. Syman Gaming 2%. I think there were a lot of picks for the 0-3, along with Dream Eaters. I think those were their big choices. Alright, so we've got a good buy for both squads. We've got reasonable grenades here for Syman Gaming, and they start with 3 players towards B, trying to hold on to that banana position. In the meantime, we've got NRG making inroads towards apartment. Pretty damn quick, actually. There's a smoke down the bottom of banana, as you can see on the radar. Cirque moves up with the AWP. And just now we're having the third man rotate back towards the A-bomb side, maybe even the fourth as well. Kneeling ahead of Keels at the moment. Torek trying to hold things down, going beyond the grenades thrown towards the arch area. Can they keep control of top mid though with the smoke? There's a smoke towards the library position. You can see Torek is getting closer to that top mid smoke. He's got Neelan for help as well to run distraction maybe. But is there some kind of play?
Yeah, trying to take over position there towards the pit. The frags go the way of NRG. 3 for them. And there's not much response. The A-bomb site has been ravaged by the likes of the North Americans. And Cirque. Syman Gaming having quite the trouble here. The trouble, the struggle. And it's going to be another one where they are left with a lot to be desired. And it's a completely different approach in this round from NRG, because we just saw them going for pretty much a straight-up ace set piece, as opposed to running some of the defaults, which would be more commonly used by NRG. So everything NRG's done is working, which is never a good prospect if you're on the CT side. It feels like you have no ground to really stand. Some kills. Oh, I was trying to save, but
I was so nervous.
Oh man. Yeah. Okay, he's fine. Everything's fine.
Doesn't go for it. Well, everything's fine apart from the scoreline. 7-2 in favour of NRG at present. It's a team effort, everybody on the scoreboard in that respect. Torek is 008 at the moment, and he's picked up a Nova, so I don't think his statistics are going to improve anytime soon. Syman Gaming, they had some money to spend here. A Nova over a CZ. We'll see what happens. I mean, maybe at this point he just wants to try anything. I think there's a gap in that smoke, although it's not really the best position to hold. Ooh. Down to 5 HP, Ethan, and maybe there's something for Syman Gaming to do here. These could be followed up upon. You can see the Novas in apartments at the moment. That long barrel means a very tight spread of shells, so that would be an interesting engagement if we see it.
Neelan goes in for the peak. That's not a bad headshot to find. NRG might not be able to take this one all too much for granted, given the resistance. And the AWP is obviously unknown at this point as well. Ramzik is coming in with that patch, looking towards the gap soon, but not going to venture out too deep. Ooh, nice kill from Tarek. Just walking up to Torek. Tarek to kill Torek.
Is it M009 or is it Q? One of the two. There's plenty of time here for NRG. They've managed to circumvent the AWP unbeknownst to them. Ramzik was careful not to scope in and reveal his position. But it won't matter. Now here's save simulator for him, and NRG have avoided crisis with Ethan getting naded to 5 HP. You can see he's taking the AWP because he's so low, and Cirque's the one who can take fights with his HP, so he will use a rifle. But all is well. I do wonder where they'll choose to save though, because Tarek and Ethan will have to go pretty far to survive. 8-2 for NRG though. Again, I said Syman Gaming need, I would say, at least 6 rounds on their CT side to really have any confidence going into the second half. They're not quite there. They're not even close at the moment. Does not look good for them.
It does not indeed look too good for them. Seems like a walk in the park so far for NRG.
Boom! Okay, so for Fallen card. We've mentioned the other ones, but I haven't mentioned the Fallen card yet. He's 84. You know, you've got to focus on the big numbers. Device and Kenyas on the left there, but Fallen's up there as well. Epics.gg, trading cards.
Another round. It's all very serene and tranquil in T-spawn. Sure, the adrenaline's pumping over towards CT spawn there, as you see. Syman Gaming on the struggle bus, well and truly. Ramzik not going for anything too aggressive towards A. It's a 3-man start on B before Syman Gaming has they are oft want to do, and is pretty common in the meta. But it looks like NRG are looking to fight this one. Maze all over the place, trying to get that control. The spray comes out, Ethan will lend a hand, and with Stan, that will be Kios down. Another round where we see a man advantage for NRG early on. And again, as I mentioned before, they are good at converting these.
Patience from NRG, trying to dry out the utility of Syman. Well, Ramzik has announced his presence. Tarek rather, taken out in the apartments. Tarek's on the CT side. Still 2 players per site, but it seems that Neelan's looking to... Well, he's having a look for a potential rotation because they don't have eyes on Arch, Syman Gaming. Not quite rotating, though. 2 players deep in the site. I think they've got to take a gamble here. If they leave it 2 per site, they're just not going to hold against 4 players in most cases. So some risk has to be taken here, surely, from Syman Gaming. And now Ramzik is alone and they start to rotate, but it's too late to rotate now because he's going to lose. Or is he? Ramzik trying to hold things out. Just good for the 1 frag, though. But I feel like they need to do more. They've got to take a risk there because they're just so weak on either side that I feel like if they put a 3rd player on the A bomb site, for example, then at least they have a higher chance of holding it than having 2 per site.
Yeah.
Being weak everywhere versus being strong. If you put 3 on A, for example, you lose B, then you know, so you have to save and hold on for the next one. But now they're just running to their doom, and Tarek's going to save on his own. Like, so for me, I think with all the action on A, maybe send a 3rd person to A. If they go B, so be it, you're out of position. It's fine. You're basically just in a worse situation otherwise.
One of the reasons why you'll see some teams start a round where like there's 1 player on B and 4 on A, which looks really scary, honestly, because you know, what if they rush B? What if they commit towards B? Oftentimes, you know, teams are not going to do that. Oftentimes, they'll just take banana, and you know, it's important to show passive setups every so often on B, because there's the question that maybe you are playing 2 guys there. Maybe it's not the case that 1 guy can, on the T side, can just walk into B for free and get a 1v1. So that allows you to play 1-4 setup, and what that is, when you see that, it's typically put in place to deal with, to basically win the rounds when the T side arrives towards top mid with that default, like that second phase of the default, where they've got apartments and banana, and then the second phase being top mid control. That's when you just crush on top of them, and that's an option we haven't really seen Syman Gaming going with just yet. This is a more normal setup from them, though. A 2-3, pretty classic stuff for the likes of Inferno. But I definitely agree that we need to see more strings to their bow, or however that idiom goes. You can see that NRG are playing a slower pace with regards to banana, and the creep is caught by Sack. Ever reliable, ever strong with that AWP, as NRG have once again the man advantage in the early phase of the round, and also have the utility advantage as well.
Lancelot keeping the CTs honest towards the B bomb side if they look for information. And with that kill, we've seen Neelan start to wonder if he should be rotating. Not really committing just yet. Perfecto's alone towards the A bomb site now, rotating in the pit, and RG being careful, looking for curiosity, and there we go. Stan's been patient and Kios gets punished, and now the rotation starts towards the B bomb site. You can see the awareness from Stan. He realizes that it's very likely the other players are towards the A bomb site. He goes for the deeper smoke. That's pretty much a GG smoke right there. He can hide behind it, so it can replenish that smoke when he makes his way up towards the B bomb site as well. So this is another round which is over. NRG about to make it to double figures.
Yeah, this is beautiful from NRG. Like, to me, it almost feels like we're at the end of the game, even though we're not even at the end of the first half just yet. And it's just been because the narrative has just been so consistent. Again, NRG, they have more plays in their T-side playbook than Syman have CT plays to deal with them. And you know, that's another round where NRG, they mix up their default ever so slightly. They change the timing. They add 1 player towards the A side of the map, as opposed to having more presence towards banana early on, which means that Syman Gaming Gaming. They may waste a lot of utility towards Banana. It allows NRG more options towards A at a timing that Syman Gaming are not used to, and so on and so forth. There's just a lot that you can work with how NRG are playing out their T side. So you can see some just really nice standard stuff here from NRG. A faster approach towards Banana. Stand goes all the way up, but there's some pistols that lurk. Will they find anything? Looks like the smoke will deny NRG anything for now.
Yeah, there's no rush for NRG, no need to invite variants. Can see them slowly moving back. They've got plenty of utility to force these players from their positions later on. Just the two Molotovs, but the flashbangs can go a long way. There's the first one to separate the players. That's a big headshot from Kielso. Shows some elbow. And a CZ's taken care of as well. They can throw the rifle over the wall if they feel it necessary. But there are still two players here for the time being to control the Banana position. Ramzik waits towards B. The other two half-buying players are static on the A-bomb side. I think the decision tree for NRG has a lot more branches than the one for Syman Gaming at the moment, and such is the difference in their level. So, nothing untoward going on in that respect. Oh, Cirque's patience. The CS timing, both brains move them forward at the same time, but Cirque wins. 4 versus 2. I don't know if the gun's been disposed of, but they have enough people where maybe somebody just holds on to Banana. We shall see. Taking no chances. I love the discipline from NRG. Really good stuff to see. Pre-fire, in case anybody's boosted. So even though there's no one here, it's nice to see their approach and how they choose to engage.
Yes, it's just it's so good to see that level of discipline when you also know that you're just crushing your opponent. Because, I mean, that's when some people take the foot off the pedal. But you have to press that pedal down harder. You've got to press the NOS button, James. You've got to crush them. That's how it's done. If you want to be one of the best, or the best, I should say, in the world, you must crush at all occasions. And so it's good to see that NRG are taking it as seriously as that. And this is the major, after all. And once more, you know, yesterday we saw them have a hiccup. Maybe it's more of an asthmatic attack than a hiccup, James, because they shouldn't have dropped the map against a team like Dream Eaters, even in a best of one. I think that's it seems far-fetched to see such a result.
Yeah, I didn't see those games, but
and they also made a huge comeback as well, and got it to overtime. Did NRG? So
0 and 10. He's having a nightmare at the moment, an absolute nightmare. 0 and 10 in 13 rounds.
It is the mayor, quite the mayor, as they say in the.
Can't imagine what his ADR is.
United Kingdom.
I don't think he connected with an over at all. Ramzik making his way through the apartments. Fnatic style plays with AWP, but Cirque has got his own kind of plays going on. Not quite working out though, and maybe there's a round here for Syman Gaming. Very unusual situation. Ramzik taken out 3 versus 3, just like that. The power swings back in favor of NRG for a second. Perfecto needs a multi-frag out of the flash. He can't do it though. 2 versus 2 with a minute 20 on the clock.
Yeah, that's an interesting situation because NRG, after they killed 2 players and they Interact sees the last and dies to him, they know exactly where the very, very last player on A is. So it's a shame that Perfecto was unable to survive there and just be some presence. But it is still very winnable here for Syman Gaming. The 2 versus 2, although the positions are favorable. You see Ethan doing what he does. They get smoked off, but these bullets raining through the smoke are somewhat scary as Nealon will close the distance, but Stan can make his way through as well. He's also got the angles, although it looks like he maybe missed the cross of Nealon there, but still unable to really find a way to get a defuse here or to get at these players. It looks like it's hopeless, and all you can really try to do is secure the death of these ones, these last remaining ones, I should say, of NRG, and that will be that. 12-2, NRG, very strong indeed.
Yeah. Could have done with holding on to that weapon as well. There's nothing to gain from even going for those kills at the end there because they don't have the money. They've got like 3,700. They've got a scout now and an MP9. So I feel like even though his chances of survival, well, while the smoke is up, while this smoke is up here, maybe there's a chance he can try and save it. But that's all he can really hope to do at that point. So. I think he missed a trick there. Maybe it's hard to focus when you're just getting battered round after round, but they could have certainly done with a
it's hard to see
rifle
when, yeah. And your eyes are all blackened and swollen, James.
Got that.
Taking the beats to the face.
Jesus.
Gonna get the imagery in there. You're a fan of imagery?
Yeah, I love me some imagery for sure.
Yeah.
12-2 for NRG. Syman Gaming, they've got the odd grenade. They don't have any flashes. But you have to, even though they obviously NRG don't know that, but you have to be ready for those kind of flash plays, top of banana, over the roof and so on. Perfecto's in a reasonable spot with this auto shotgun, unless people come in short, then he's not going to have the range really. The spread was made tighter from the shells of that auto shotgun. It was improved. Love me some auto. Oh dear. Well, there's a... Okay, Toric is forcing his way back into this game. Is it too little too late, however?
He just killed 2 players, I think, through a smoke, spraying from top mid to bottom mid. That's bad. Although Ethan's a little bit mad as well. This is a nice response coming in from NRG. They forced their way onto the B bomb site. The bomb needs to be collected, which it will be. Although Ramzik is quick to make the approach. Ethan here's the first steps. He wants to get the frag. He's got the right eye peek. He's got the angle. He knows how to play the counters.
Wonder if Tarek heard any of those sound cues from his position. Probably not. Maybe. I think you would hear some things if you've got really good hearing from that distance. Can see him start to move now. Perfecto fires a shot or two, and Tarek will start to flank. Off angle, be surprised if Perfecto gets 1 frag out of this. Really tough spot for him. Easy for Stanislaw. 13-2. A dominant half for NRG. And I assume he's going to the bathroom. Short break before we move into the second half. We'll see if Syman Gaming can get any more rounds.
Well then, Syman Gaming, they won the pistol, they won the next round, and they got battered. They got battered, and then battered, and then battered again, James. Maybe you could mistake them for a piece of cod. We'll have to see if they'll be able to find any luck here on this second half, as they will switch sides onto the T side. However, NRG are looking really comfortable. So Ethan's 18 for 5. I think he was your Go TV pick, I believe. So you picked well.
Yep. I really enjoy the Go TV picks. I think it's a fun way to engage, but also I think to encourage. I mean, it's basically like watching a live demo if you think about it, and I think that more people need to watch demos. So that's one way to try and get people into it, because you look at a player playing just like one player's perspective, and you can think about what are they doing, why are they doing it. Things like this, I think, are really important for people to learn in Counter-Strike. So now we move to the CT side. I would say Cirque, but I don't know that we're necessarily going to see enough rounds to make that a worthwhile pick. So perhaps Breeze. For the second half, I'm going to recommend Breeze for those of you in the likes of Go TV. 13-2 for NRG. Nothing untoward in that respect. Let's see what Syman Gaming can do. They've got Nealon with some flashbangs, and there's one for Stanislaw as well over the wall, trying to buy some time. Perhaps won't have time to drop this smoke grenade, however, but he can use it for a retake. later on perhaps, or maybe not. It gets one in the face. That smoke and diffuse can be picked up by the players rotating. 4 versus 5. Syman Gaming needs to plant the bomb.
They certainly do, and they certainly will. Circle creep through construction though, with Tarek close to him. The buddy system. So hopefully for the buddies, they'll both survive, and maybe they will. Cirque gets 2, and there's a third one as well. The USP is delivering here for the likes of NRG as they pick up a very easy retake there. That is fantastic for them. Although not so fantastic for Syman Gaming, who are now down 2 against 14. However, in this kind of a situation, surely you go for a force buy. There's just no other choice. It's a great spot to do it after getting a bomb down. Obviously, there's nothing great about being down 2 to 14, but we'll see if they can make something happen here. And if you're NRG, you 100% know a force buy is coming. You know it. It's happening. So they shouldn't be making any... They shouldn't be overstepping their boundaries.
Oh, careful. Kills and Ramzik. Oh, Torek's getting absolutely deleted by a breeze. Great pick, James. Great pick. Moving through the apartments, moving out of the apartments. A raid. Stan moves from B to A. We've got Cirque jiggling on the arch position. It's nice as a CT. One thing people can learn at home is not just standing and holding a position 100% of the time, just peeking constantly, but you'll see a lot of pros in positions they play will peek out every 5 seconds or so. There's a chance that somebody will check an area, think it's clear, look elsewhere, you pop out, get a free kill. An example is behind the pillar, which is between the CTs on the porch and looking into boiler. You can completely hide your body there and pop out and catch somebody off guard. Circle with a long-range spray with the M4A4. That leaves 3 Syman Gaming players to fight for something in this half.
Tumbling down fast. Gosh, that's going to be double digits.
Oh, dearie me. Well, they got some position at least towards Arch. Although now Kios is dead as well, and they lament their fallen comrades. But NRG, they are staying proactive. They're pushing down Banana, so they have all the information in the world. They're going to absolutely know what's going on here. With 3 players sitting on A, they know that the wrap towards the B-bomb site through CT is very likely, given how much time has passed. Although, as we can see, that's not yet actually the play for Syman Gaming. They've just been holding Arch side. They're waiting for a very long time. They're trying to catch players out of A on rotation, but there's no argument to do so because there's still 5 alive for NRG, and they will absolutely murder this push. And that's all she wrote for Syman Gaming on that round at least, and maybe for the match, because they have $2,500 a piece pretty much, and it's match point now for NRG. Savagery.
Yeah, I think this is great for the confidence of NRG after having an upset loss earlier on to kind of right the ship, if you will. 15-2 for NRG. Let's see if Breeze can get any more frags in this last round. Circle the Molotov down the middle position. An exchange of grenades on Banana as well. A few pistols, a scout and a Mac-10 for the likes of Syman Gaming. Some pot shots, some gambling. The tracers will be punished. Every 3rd shot from most guns in CS will leave a tracer which will concede your position. Silence weapons aside, of course.
There's the smoke as he dies.
There's the balcony burst. Stan we blind. Nice flashbang to do so. However, NRG still with the lead on men, but not for much longer. Cirque goes down as well as he swings through library side. And that's a real chance. It may be the first round in a very long time for Syman Gaming. But Tarek and Ethan are still alive, and they are threatening this one, but Ramzik will take down Tarek, making it all on Ethan's shoulders. He's been the best performer so far, but with a UMP at the range, he's not going to be able to win against the superiority of a rifle. And that's it. Syman Gaming, they picked up a round.
That breaks a streak of 10 rounds for NRG.
Wasn't it 12?
Nope. 10.
Oh, of course, right. And of course. That's quite the streak. Combo breaker.
That was a meaty flash. He was blind forever, Stan.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah, but they need 12 rounds of perfect now, Syman Gaming. They need 12 rounds. We saw a noble effort to retake a recovery attempt, if you will, from INTZ after a 0-15 half. They got to about 9, I want to say. But that was on the CT side. Syman Gaming are on the T side. That said, that is their stronger side by far. And for INTZ, it's the CT side. So maybe Syman Gaming can do something. There is momentum to be had here for sure. There's not a lot for NRG to fight with. We've got Tarek with that cheaper Mag 7, $1,300 now. Breeze, very, very patient with the fight. And I respect that. You've got to be patient. You fire it too fast, it will give you nothing. And almost gave him nothing anyway. I really wish that was just a little more reliable.
Just pick up a CZ instead.
I've got nice skins for the 5-7.
Well, sucks to be you then. Sucks to be you. Syman Gaming looking to clean this one up. Not too much to really expect out of NRG here. They've got the Mag 7 though.
Why are they taking so long? Oh dear.
That's quite the range to find the headshot.
But Stan's moving into the site in the meantime. Okay, the bomb's rotating back towards B. Thank God.
Well, he maybe can get another kill here and an AK. That'd be nice. I think there's an AK on the ground somewhere. Surely there must be.
Oh, go for it, Stan. Go for it. The bomb's not planted yet.
He can go for it. He's got no Kevlar, no kits, no nades, and half health.
Boo.
I think this makes a lot more sense.
It does, but it's not what I want to see.
But I thought you said you're a fan of logic.
I am.
Maybe you're a fan
also,
of contradictions.
I feel, I don't know, man. I feel like it's a confidence play. It's psychological warfare. There's an argument for it in that respect. But maybe not when you're at 12 match points. There's less of an argument for it.
Yeah, man. This is precious break time between now and any other matches you have to play. You want to get out of there. Get out into the sun. It's beautiful here in Berlin. It's nice, the sun. There's places you can eat food nearby.
Many cities have places where you can eat food, Dan.
But there's many different ones
towns
in close proximity. There's a boba tea place next to a sushi place, next to a coffee place. It's great.
Is this the end of the line for Syman Gaming? That is the question. They've got a good buy, so both teams have a good buy. Cirque now has the AWP, so maybe it's time to look at some Cirque. Well, that's a good start, isn't it?
That was so delayed as well. I thought that it was like just a moment before he was turning away. Oh wow. Nothing going right for Syman Gaming. Where's the silver lining, James? Is there a silver lining? Find me a silver lining.
There's no silver lining.
Just got to accept that this is a horrible situation.
Sometimes people impose their will, and there just isn't much to say.
Until many years later. We've got ourselves a very difficult situation for Syman Gaming, but indeed, as you know, if you are finding a silver lining, it is the case that NRG are one of the best teams in the world, you know, and there is a lot to be learned from a demo when you're playing against a team like this. We talked about it earlier, some of the reasons as to why it could be so beneficial for Syman Gaming, but here they go for the last attempt at Hail Mary. And well, Ramsix, this is you know that there's nothing you can do pretty much here. You're 1 versus 5. They know where you are. Ramsix goes for the peak. He tries to do what he can, but he simply can't do all that much. But that was the story for Syman Gaming as they finished this one with a defeat against the likes of NRG, a 16-4 win for NRG. Very nice, very clean, very smooth, and as you say, definitely a confidence builder for them as they weren't particularly thrilled